Now, today we'll start a new chapter, that is atoms and molecules. Now, in ancient time, the Indian and Greek philosophers, they always thought about the unknown and unseen things of matters. पुराने ज़माने में जो ग्रीक फिलोसफर्स थे या इंडियन साइंटिस्ट थे, वो सोचा करते थे कि हमारा जो मैटर है वो किस तरह का है, किस चीज़ से बना हुआ है, क्या वो मैटर डिवाइड हो सकता है। मतलब द आइडिया ऑफ इंडिविजुअलिटी ऑफ मैटर was considered round back 500 CC. It was around 500 BC. The scientists, they started thinking about that कि whether the particles can be divided or not. Then you can say Maharishi Kern, he told us that if we divide the matter, then we will get a substance called Parmanu. When we will divide the matter, we will get Parmanu. मतलब substance which is the smallest substance, he named the particle as Parmanu. After that, there's again one more rishi, that is Pakud Katyayama. He also said कि particle exist in combined state. Particles, they exist in combined state. At that time also it was thought that कि the matter cannot exist independently. Matter अकेले जो एटम्स हैं वो अकेले नहीं रह सकते. वो प्रबुद्ध कात्यायमा एक ऋषि थे, उन्होंने भी इस बारे में सोचा था. उसके बाद फिर आए ग्रीक फिलोसफर, उनका नाम था डेमोक्राइटस and ल्यूसिपस. उन्होंने भी कहा कि मैटर को जो है हम लोग डिवाइड कर सकते हैं, लेकिन एक समय ऐसा आएगा कि फिर उसका डिवीज़न नहीं हो सकता. दैट मैटर कैन नॉट बी डिवाइडेड फर्दर. मैटर कैन बी डिवाइडेड but a stage will come when the division will stop, when the division will stop. So this is the history of the discovery of atoms and molecules. Or after you can say at the end of the 18th century, scientists, they came to distinguish between elements and compound. That is end of 18th century. difference between elements and compound. Difference between element and compound was recognized by the scientist, and at last, that is a scientist, that is Antony L. Lavoisier, he gave two laws of combining capacity. That is, we should know, yes, that is Antony L. Lavoisier, Lavoisi. He gave law of chemical combinations. In class 11th we will study in detail, but in this class you have to study two laws. First law is, that is law of conservation of mass. Law of conservation of mass. Now this law states that matter can neither be created, matter can neither be created nor be destroyed it gets transferred in another form. We can explain this experimentally. For example, if you take two test tubes, in one test tube you fill NaCl solution, and in the second test tube we fill, that is silver nitrate solution. Silver nitrate solution, and this weight of, suppose NaCl solution is x grams and weight of AgNO3 solution is y grams. And when these two solutions are mixed together, when these solutions are mixed together, NaCl solution, and here if we add into AgNO3 solution, means complete solution is filled in the same solution. Then we find the weight of the test tube, weight of the test tube will be equal to x प्लस y ग्राम्स। मतलब कि अगर आपने एक टेस्ट ट्यूब में NaCl सोल्यूशन लिया, दूसरे टेस्ट ट्यूब में AgNO3 सोल्यूशन लिया, दोनों को मिलाया, तो इन दोनों टेस्ट ट्यूब के वेट के बराबर जो है वो वेट मिलेगा। मतलब कि लॉ ऑफ कंजर्वेशन मास ये कहता है कि मैटर कैन नाइदर बी क्रिएटेड नॉर बी डिस्ट्रॉयड, it gets transferred into another form. Now how another form? Here this reaction will take place, that is NaCl plus AgNO3, it will give you AgCl plus NaNO3, NaNO3। मतलब कि the weight of x, the weight of NaCl is x and weight of AgNO3 is y grams, and the weight of these two will be equal to x plus y gram. This AgCl white precipitate. So many examples. One more activity in your book is given. They have given three different two groups X and Y. Activity 3.1. Activity 3.1. In this activity they have taken two sets X and Y. In X they have taken copper sulfate solution and then barium chloride. I am writing the formulas, name is written in your book. Then lead nitrate, PbNO3 whole twice. In second set they have taken sodium carbonate, sodium sulfate and third is sodium chloride, and we will prepare the solution separately of all these salts. 6 salts are there, and prepare the solution in 10 ml of water. And both X as well as, you have to take one solution of Y and one solution of X. So I will take the first example, that is BaCl2 and Na2SO4. So we take conical flask. In this conical flask, that is solution of sodium sulfate we have taken, and in this test tube here we have barium chloride solution, barium chloride solution, and this is fixed with the cork. This is cork and conical flask. This, so we take the weight of this conical flask before the experiment, before the experiment. When reaction has not taken place, we will take the weight of conical flask plus test tube with the reagents barium chloride, and this is test tube. We will, and afterwards what we will do, we will shake the conical flask so that the solution which is present in the test tube gets mixed into it. Then we will see that white precipitate of barium sulfate is formed when we will that is swirl, हिलाना, तेजी से इसको हिलाते हैं, रोटेट करते हैं, इसको बोलते हैं स्विर्लिंग मोशन. तो मिलाएंगे तो दोनों सॉल्यूशन आपस में मिल जाएंगे और वाइट कलर का पीपीटी बन जाएगा. आफ्टर reaction I will write down the equation also for you. Barium chloride plus sodium sulfate gives you barium sulfate plus sodium chloride. Barium sulfate plus sodium chloride. So it means weight before the reaction will be equal to weight after the reaction. Afterwards white PPT has formed. In the starting it was, that is clear solution. So before the experiment, after the experiment, the weight is same. So this proves the law of conservation of mass. That is, once again I will tell you, that is law of conservation of mass. This law states that matter can neither be created nor be destroyed. It can be transformed from one form to another form. Now you can take the copper sulfates, sodium carbonate. I will write down the equation for you. Second set is copper sulfate plus sodium carbonate. So this will give you copper carbonate plus sodium sulfate. Third set is given to you is lead nitrate plus sodium chloride. So it will give you lead chloride plus sodium nitrate. So the weight before the reaction will be equal to the weight after the reaction. Now second law is law of constant proportion. Law of constant proportion. This law states that, or this was given by Proust, Proust. Proust, this is the name of the scientist who gave this law. This law states that the compound formed by different elements bear a simple whole number ratio by mass. For example, if we obtain water either from sea water or from well water or from spring or from hand pipe, the water will combine by mass, that is 1:8. I will explain you. First I will write down the law, that in a chemical compound, the elements are present in constant proportion. Proportion by mass. For example, H2O. This water, we know that rainwater, well water, river water, spring water, the hydrogen and oxygen will combine in the ratio of 2:16. So when we will cut it, it will be 1/8. So whatever the source of water, the ratio of hydrogen and oxygen will be 1:8. Second example, carbon dioxide. So you can take any example. Carbon dioxide obtained from atmosphere, or if you burn anything, carbon dioxide is liberated. The ratio of carbon and oxygen will be 12:2 into 16. So 12:32. If you will cut, it will be 3:8. So always the ratio in carbon dioxide will be 3:8, and this is a fixed ratio. So this is the law of constant proportion. Afterwards, a scientist, that is John Dalton, he gave atomic theory, and it was totally based on assumptions. काल्पनिक सब मान के उन्होंने किया था, और बाद में फिर उसी में कई चेंजेस आती गई. तो पहले हम आपको बेसिक डाल्टन एटॉमिक थ्योरी बताएंगे. तो पहले थोड़ा सा आपको इंटरेस्टिंग स्टोरी बताते हैं डाल्टन के बारे में. जॉन डाल्टन का जन्म जो हुआ था वो बहुत गरीब जो है जुलाहे के परिवार में हुआ था. ही वॉज बॉर्न इन अ पुअर वीवर फैमिली in 1766 in England. So you may get question on it, that where was John Dalton? When was John Dalton born? So John Dalton, he was born in 1766 in England. Now at the age of 12 he started his career as a teacher. Such a young age he started working as a teacher. After 7 years, means 12 plus 7, that is 19. At the age of 19 years he started working as a school principal. Then in 1793 Dalton left for Manchester to teach mathematics, physics and chemistry in a college, and he spent his whole life in teaching and in doing research works. In 1808 he gave atomic theory, and it is known by his name called as Dalton atomic theory. Dalton atomic theory. It was based on assumptions, that is why it is called postulates. Postulate means assumptions, 1808. So the main postulates of Dalton atomic theory are postulates of Dalton atomic theory are: number one, that is atom is made up of, or you can say all matters are made up of very small tiny particles called atom. मतलब मैटर जो है बहुत छोटे छोटे पार्टिकल से बना हुआ है और उसको हम लोगों ने नाम दे दिया था एटम. सेकेंड पॉस्टुलेट कहता है कि सेकेंड पॉस्टुलेट कहता है कि द एटम्स आर इंडिविजुअल पार्टिकल्स. Atoms are in, you have to learn this, individual particles, मतलब that is it cannot be broken down into smaller particles, that is they can neither be created nor be destroyed. In a chemical. This was told by Dalton. But afterwards it became to know कि no, the atoms are divisible, they can be divided into electrons, protons and neutrons, because atoms they were divided into nuclear part and extra nuclear part. But at the time of Dalton, so if it is question is asked, you write down the postulates of Dalton atomic theory, then you will write down these points. But the modern atomic theory, atoms are divisible, but we have to study only Dalton atomic theory. Third point states that कि atoms of a given element are identical in shape, size and mass. It means that atom of carbon all the atoms of carbon will have the weight 12 gram. So the size of the atom will be again same. All the atoms of carbon, all the atoms of oxygen will have the same shape, size and mass. Fourth point states that the atoms of different elements, this is a same point written in different form. The atoms of different elements has different shape, size and mass. Now what does it mean? Means that is atom of carbon will be different of atom of oxygen. Atom of hydrogen will be different from atom of carbon. So atoms of different elements have different shape, size and mass, and they differ in their chemical properties also, and differ in chemical properties. Now how it is? If we take the example that is sodium, sodium is highly reactive atoms, whereas carbon is less reactive. So they differ in their chemical reactivity also. And next is atoms combine in fixed whole number ratio, combines in fixed whole number ratio to form compound, For example, one atom of carbon combines with two atoms of oxygen to form carbon dioxide. So they combine in the ratio of 1:2. So here in the case of carbon dioxide, if you will take that is water, that is hydrogen and oxygen in the ratio of 2:1. And the last one is that the relative number and the kind of atoms are constant in a given compound. And the sixth point is the relative number of atoms are constant in a given compound. So these all postulates also prove the law of combination or combining chemical reactions. For example, this point number 2, postulate 2 explains the law of conservation of mass. Then postulate 5 this proves the law of constant proportion. So there are some questions which I will solve for you. Now question number 1, page 32. Page 32, question number 1. In a reaction, 5.3 grams of sodium carbonate, 5.3 grams of sodium carbonate reacts with 6 grams of ethanoic acid. Ethanoic acid is CH3COOH, and when they react, they forms 2.2 grams of carbon dioxide, 0.9 grams of water, and 8.2 grams of sodium ethanoate. 8.2 2 grams of sodium ethanoate. Formula for sodium is ethanoate is CH3COONE. So you have to prove that this follows law of conservation of mass. Now to prove that it follows law of conservation of mass. So for this you should write down the equation first. Sodium carbonate Na2CO3 plus acetic acid CH3COO. Ethanoic acid and acetic acid both are same, gives you CO2 plus H2O plus sodium acetate. Now weight is given to you 5.3. This is 6 grams. CO2 is 2.2 and this is 0.9 and 8.2. So the mass of reactants should be equal to mass of product. Then only it proves law of conservation of mass. That is, left hand side should be equal to right hand side in mass. So 5.3 plus 6, it is 11.5.3 plus 6, so that is equal to 11.3, and here 2.2 plus 0.9 plus 8.2. So if you will add it, that is 9 or 4, 13, then 1, 9 plus 2, 11, 11.3 grams. So mass of right hand side is equal to left hand side. So this proves the law of conservation of mass. Second question is, hydrogen and oxygen combines in the ratio of 1:8 by mass. Hydrogen, this is question number 2, plus oxygen combines to form water. So here they are in the ratio of 1:8. What mass of oxygen gas will be required to react completely with 3 grams of oxygen? Now here first we will write down according to equation. According to equation, two grams of hydrogen combines with 32 grams of oxygen. 32 grams of oxygen. Mass of hydrogen is 1, so 2 into 1, and mass of oxygen is 16, so 16 to the 32. 2 grams of hydrogen combines with, so here this balance equation, but here it combines only 1, so we will write down here 16 only. It will be 16 grams. 2 grams of hydrogen combines with 16 grams. Therefore 1 gram of hydrogen will combine with 8 grams. Therefore 3 grams of hydrogen will require how much? So 1 gram 8 grams, so 3 grams will be 8 into 3, so that is equal to 24 grams of oxygen will be required. Third question is, which postulate of Dalton atomic theory is the result of law of conservation of mass? So already I have told you, that is postulate second. Postulate second gives law of conservation of mass. Law of conservation mass. And last question, which postulate of Dalton atomic theory can explain the law of definite proportion? So this is postulate now here, that is postulate atoms combine in the ratio of small whole numbers to form compound, and the relative number and kind of atoms are constant in a given compound. Sixth postulate. Sixth postulate gives law of constant proportion. Fifth postulate also gives little bit idea that atom combines in the ratio of small whole number to form compounds, but the exact answer should be sixth postulate. So in today's video we have studied about the discovery of atom, that is history of discovery of atom, and two laws, that is law of conservation of mass and law of constant proportion.